Oh.
Sick.
So when are you recording the full band version?
Probably for the next thing.
The next album?
Yeah,
That would be sick.
probably.
I'm a big fan of bands like having like different versions of songs on other albums, especially if it's like a weird one like that. Um God damn it.
What?
No, then I just like us not having very high output mics like
Oh yeah, I know.
really drives me a little bananas.
Really grinds my
It
gears.
really sucks my lemon.
Yeah.
Okay, we're both showing up now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that's also part of why it's not on the current record is because this is like it's kind of like a it's a preview but not really.
Of like what you guys are doing next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
I
like
feel you.
yeah, we put this out Christmas comp exclusive or whatever, maybe put it on streaming later, and then record comes out, has nothing to do with it. Then
Yeah.
the next thing, hey, it's back.
Hey, it's back. Yeah.
It's back.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a top 5 liquid cheese ranking?
Top 5. What? Okay, so like pre-liquefied or like cheese that's like when it's
Cheese that
liquid?
has become liquid.
So just like any cheese when
Any
it's
liquid cheese.
Cheddar's pretty good when it's liquid.
Oh, no.
Oh.
This is not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about
Pre-liquefied.
no. I'm not talking about
What
pre-liquefied
are
either.
you talking about?
I'm talking about give me a specific place that has liquid cheese.
I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
What is this?
Today, and he's never going to hear this, so I don't care. So we have a new manager where I am a manager
Mhm.
at where I work, but I have a new guy who is the boss of me, who's like the store manager, general manager, whatever you'd say.
Cringe.
I know, he's super cringe. Today he was talking to a customer about the cheese that we put on cheese fries and cheese dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I work at sort of a Five Guys type of joint, everybody, but it's maybe a little classier than that. A little classier than
Six
Five Guys.
guys.
Seven dudes.
Seven dudes.
Yeah. I work at a little burger spot, and today he was talking to a customer about our liquid cheese, and he said, honestly, it's one of my top liquid cheeses.
Of all the liquid cheeses
of
I
all
have,
the liquid cheeses,
it's up there.
It's my top one. And I was like, that's some serious.
Where do you get liquid cheese?
That's some serious gnarly dude behavior, is having a top liquid cheese.
The only liquid cheese I can like think of in general is just like you go to some like fucking baseball game or something.
Yeah.
And
you have liquid cheese with the nachos.
Yeah, it's like you get nachos and it's this fucking synthetic
goop. The nastiest fucking cheese. It's goop,
but then like you eat it and it's like, damn, this sucks, but I'm gonna keep eating it.
Have you ever had gas station liquid cheese?
Mm-mm.
Neither have I.
I feel like it's the same thing.
I can't like bring myself to take that leap, you know?
I feel like it's the
I'm
same
not ready
thing.
for that level of dirtbag, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not usually brave enough to have like gas station food that they make there anyway.
Like
I've done
roller food.
Yeah, well, definitely not that. But,
yeah, no, I steer clear of those.
I've had gas station food one time, and this is like completely divorced
about
from.
It, why don't you?
I know, right? But this is like completely divorced from like just like the products they have on the shelves.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
This is like the kitchen shit that they have.
Oh, okay,
I went to a racetrack. And I got a slice of pizza,
mid kitchen at racetrack,
chicken tenders, and something else. But it was all unremarkable, but it got the job done.
I will say, okay, so oh man, this is like a step away from having a top liquid cheese. In my pantheon of gas station foods, of made to order gas station foods,
mm-hmm.
I would say like Sheetz has my number 1 vote, and then Wawa, and then Quick Trip. Quick Trip breakfast goes crazy. Like Quick Trip's biscuits.
I've never been awake early enough and near a Quick Trip to do that.
You can order them at any time of day.
I've
That's
never
what's so fucked up about it.
There's a Quick Trip 3 minutes from my apartment. I only go there past midnight.
Yeah, you could get a. I guess you're
Kitchen's closed.
Kitchen's closed at midnight. Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Kitchen's closed.
Sheetz' kitchen is open 24 hours, baby.
Well, I don't have a Sheetz near me. I don't think.
Neither do I. I mean, the nearest one is in North Carolina, I think. Maybe South Carolina. Maybe South Carolina has one.
A little bit of a hike.
A bit of a hike, but I would make the drive just to go do it. Yeah, top 5 liquid cheeses. Fuck, I was gonna bring something else up.
You know what I was going to bring up?
What?
Welcome back to This Ain't a Scene, It's a Podcast.
Oh, you got me.
Oh, I got him.
You got me.
I got him. I'm one of your hosts, Dawson, he, him pronouns.
I'm your other host, Carson, he, him pronouns.
And we are so back.
We are so back. We're having a LAN party tomorrow.
We are.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. You're coming, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Sick.
Yeah. I have work tomorrow, but I can just do it after.
Fuck yeah.
Because I can just do it whenever.
Yeah.
I have work tonight, too.
Andrew and I were, oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
You're crazy.
Just a pickup. It's not that bad.
Okay. All right. Andrew and I were, we were like trying to figure out like what snacks would be good for like, having to constantly touch game controllers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we could think of that didn't have residue, like finger residue, would be tortilla chips and pretzels. And then I got home and I had 2 of the tortilla chips we got, and wouldn't you know, residue on the fingers.
It's gonna be a residue kind of event.
We did get Game Fuel.
Oh.
We did find Mountain Dew Game Fuel.
I've never had that. Personally.
I think I have, because I think it was at Arby's for a little bit, which... And I think I was in an Arby's for an indiscernible reason, and I was like, what the fuck is
you
Game
spawned
Fuel?
in at an Arby's
Yeah.
and had to get your bearings.
Do you wanna play COD after this so we can brush up on our skills?
Yeah.
You wanna 1v1 me on Bog?
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome.
I'll fucking probably not whoop your ass. I was never that good at COD.
Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Went to the movies last night.
Mm-hmm.
Latest I've seen a movie in a while.
What'd you see and what time?
I saw Godzilla -1 at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. showing of Godzilla -1. And before you ask, the movie was fucking great.
I've heard it's amazing.
It's so fucking good. I was not expecting it to be as good, if not better, than Shin Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go ahead and say it was as good, if not better.
Wow.
It was so good.
Is it the same director as Shin Godzilla?
Same director, the guy who did Evangelion. Yeah.
Goated.
I also did not understand why it was called Godzilla -1 until I don't know, many hours later.
I still don't understand.
So it's kind of a joke. You know how the Evangelion guy loves his numbers? He loves titling things like Thrice Upon a Time and all that shit.
Big time.
-1, I think, is the joke he could get away with. It's a prequel to the 1954 Godzilla.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's canonical with Shin Godzilla. I don't know if it's set in the same world, but it also does not matter at all.
No,
because it's set in 1947.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking phenomenal. I loved it. But there are these guys behind us in the movie theater who I can only describe as having a board meeting during the entire movie. Not the entire movie.
Finances or something?
They were just fucking yapping. There would be an emotional beat and just the entire row behind us would be talking. And I was like, we're at a 9 p.m. showing of a movie that's not in English.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't dubbed, it was subbed. So we're all reading the fucking screen the whole time. And dude, I did something I've never done before.
Did you tell him to
Ever.
shut up?
I walked out of my seat.
Oh
I
shit!
went up to their row and I said, "Is there something more interesting than the movie we're all watching?" And they all looked at me. By the way, guys who were in their 40s or like late 30s.
Just go to dinner.
Just fucking yapping,
Just
dude.
go to dinner if you gotta talk about some shit.
It sucked ass.
Goodness.
And like, you know, like, Tom and I were on our phones and talked a lot during The Flash. And I think that's fine.
Yeah, well, it's The Flash.
It's The Flash.
It's the worst movie of the year.
We were watching a real movie. There was a real movie on the screen.
This is cinema we're watching right here.
We're watching fucking a prequel to the 1954 Godzilla. None of it's in English. I'm trying to read while also having an emotional connection to whatever's going on. And there are moments in the movie where pure silence happens and it's for like dramatic effect. And like you couldn't experience the pure silence because it was just like guys just be like, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. So tomorrow we'll run that. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Jesus
so I got up
Christ.
and I said that to them and they shut up for the rest of the movie.
We're so back.
I was like, God damn. This is like a new level of guy that I've hit. It was also like,
well, that's not. I don't think that's like that's not an unreasonable thing to do. It's
no,
like
I don't think so at all.
People are yapping. You tell them to shut up.
But like, first of all, for me, I was like, it's gonna be me, my two best friends from high school, my brother, Andrew, who's loosely been on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's gonna be the four of us, and then a bunch of fucking weebs.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's gonna be all like-minded individuals, you know, high scorers on the test, if you will.
And then it was business majors.
It was business. Well, there were weebs for sure.
Oh,
But like, this is opening night of this movie.
business major weebs.
No. They were not weebs. They were not. But there were a lot of weebs. But like, opening night of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it just sheer happenstance? They're like, oh, we're at dinner. How about a 9 p.m. showing of the Japanese Godzilla movie? Like, it's insane.
Oh yeah, we can continue our conversation.
We could
there.
continue our entire conversation from dinner there.
It's so crazy.
But yeah, I hadn't gotten out of a movie at midnight in a really long time. And I was like, fuck, I am tired. And me and my two best friends from high school, we used to go to midnight premieres like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to figure out the last one that we went to at midnight. And I think it was Rogue One. But we were out of high school by then. Do you remember the last midnight premiere you went to?
I haven't been to a terrible amount of them. I've been to a lot of night before premieres. Where like
I'm counting those.
Okay, yeah. So in that case,
midnight premieres are like they kind of went away.
Yeah.
I'd say like midnight premieres went away in like 2014 maybe.
That does line up because the last one I went to that was actually at midnight was for Ant-Man with my friends in North Carolina.
I think I saw a 3 p.m. showing of Ant-Man like a week after it came out.
I loved it at that point. I was like, this is the best fucking Marvel movie ever made. But last midnight showing I went to, I could probably fucking look at my Letterboxd. I think it might have been The Creator.
You went to a night before one of that?
No, it was like 2 weeks before.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I have Regal Unlimited, so sometimes they'll just like have an offer. It's like, hey, see this movie like a week or 2 weeks before.
Fucking early as shit.
Yeah, I did that with
I can't believe it was finished 2 weeks before.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably finished long in advance, considering like how low the budget was.
Yeah, no kidding, and how much practical stuff's in it.
Yeah. I did that for The Creator. I did it for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, which was really good.
Is that the Spider-Verse looking one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
It was really, really good.
I'm excited to watch that on probably HBO Max.
Yeah.
My guess is that it's going to come to that.
Somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was The Creator, yeah. I went with my parents because it was for my dad's birthday, and I forgot that the day that I was going to that movie was also my dad's birthday.
Nice.
Because I had those two like compartmentalized differently.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, the 27th is my dad's birthday, but Wednesday is when I'm going to do this thing. But Wednesday was the 27th.
Oh yeah.
So I like brought it up in conversation offhandedly a couple days before, and they were like, "It's your dad's birthday," and I was like, "Hey, Dad, I have great news.
Yeah.
We're going to see the creator
do a movie."
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to like a 2 p.m. of Oppenheimer, I think.
Mm.
But that's the right time to see that movie
Yeah.
because it's like, I mean,
You got time to
hours.
cool off and like
yeah,
not be depressed.
for sure. Yeah.
I went to a fucking 10:30 showing of Killers of the Flower Moon.
10:30 p.m.
p.m. I got out at 2 a.m. and I had a blast.
You ever done a Sunday matinee
Yeah.
or like a Saturday or Sunday matinee?
Yeah, I saw Saw X in like
At a matinee?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I saw Prometheus at a matinee, and I don't know if it was a scene in the movie or something like that, but like I got so lightheaded and vomited and then came back and watched the rest of the movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Maybe it was too early for me to eat that much popcorn.
Maybe.
Like,
also that movie does have some yucky parts in it.
that movie does have some yucky stuff.
That fucking like C-section scene is gnarly.
That is the scene where I went to the bathroom and threw up. I couldn't do it. I was
figured.
like, fuck this. And that was like before my dad had like, that movie's 2013. So my dad had definitely stopped like covering my eyes during movies at that point. Like, I think that stopped around like the second Transformers movie or something, which I also went to a matinee of, by the way.
Wow.
I went to also a matinee of G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to see those movies when I was a kid, and I'm glad I didn't because I would have been so disappointed.
Yeah.
I've heard they are like so bad, it's unbelievable.
I owned the first one, which I think is Rise of Cobra, on, this is a very old sentence. I owned the first one on not Apple TV, iTunes.
Oh yeah.
And I had it on an iPod video that like still had the click wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And I would watch G.I. Joe on my iPod video, and it was not scaled. So like the credits would be like Purdue, like instead of producer. Like,
so like half the screen was cut off.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Channing he's in 2 of those movies.
I hate that for him.
I hate that for him too. I saw a trailer for the new Jason Statham movie, The Beekeeper. Holy shit, that looks funny.
Oh yeah.
It looks
Oh yeah,
so
I have
stupid.
seen the trailer for that one. I don't remember what movie I was at for it, but
yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I wonder when the trend of inferior John Wicks is going to die. Because like this looks really funny.
It's gonna be a minute.
I think it's gonna be a minute too, because like we're about to get one that I think is going to be actually really good.
Silent Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
But like that one has a gimmick. Like there's no dialogue.
That one
in
has
the
a
whole
gimmick.
Movie. And it's John Woo.
Yeah. I mean, technically, it's 2 gimmicks. It's he can't talk, and also it's John Woo's first movie in America in like what 15 years or something?
15, 20 years, something like that.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Also, Kid Cudi's
Kid
in
Cudi's in it. I was about to say that. Also,
the other gimmick,
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi's in it. Also doesn't talk.
Do you think he gets shot and he's like,
He gets that. Fucking starts humming. I mean, he can't talk. What else is he gonna do?
He picks up a note from the killer that's just like, the lonely stoner seems to free his mind at night. Yeah.
No
the
way.
Lonely stoner seems to free his mind at silent night.
And he's like, I've cracked the case.
I've cracked it. Yeah.
It's Joel Kinnaman.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. All right, let's talk about this fucking song.
This fucking song. Hey, everyone. Today we're talking about $20 Nosebleed, and here's a snippet of it. And it's over.
And it's over. Look at that.
It's so over.
I would love for it to play longer.
That's a shame.
Here's
another snippet of it.
And
It's over.
It's over. Yeah, Dawson making me do more editing.
Hey, do you want a third one? Here's another snippet
You
of it.
fucker.
And it's over.
And it's over. Yeah. I can vividly remember exactly where I was the first time I heard this song.
Me too.
Well, yeah, it was only 2 years ago for you.
3, I think.
3.
Something like that.
2020.
Listen, my memory is terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's an achievement if I can remember where I was the first time I heard a song.
Well, I can remember where I was in 2009.
Wow.
So
I don't know anything that happened in 2008.
Yeah, because you were 4 years
I was
old?
8.
8. Okay. Yeah.
How old do you think I
am? Extremely.
Based on that, you would have thought I was 19.
Have you played around with the Bing AI images thing yet?
No.
Oh man. Few things make me laugh more than me going in there and typing in extremely old man. It sounds so good.
Extremely old man.
Yeah. Like, dude, we're so cooked. Like, AI, the Bing AI image generator is so good. Like,
yeah.
And like, I get it. It's stealing. I'm not going to use it for actual art.
Yeah.
But if I can come up with a funny enough prompt that makes me laugh, I'm going to do it.
Extremely old man.
Extremely old man. Hang on.
So good.
This is my this is my background right now.
Oh.
Which is the prompt I wrote was National Geographic photographers photographing a truck like it's a wild animal.
And for our audio listeners, it's just some photographers with an inhumanly sized semi truck that instead of windows at the front, it has a big fucking lion head.
It goes kind of
stupid.
Anyway, yeah, so 2008, I was 4 years older than you, so I was 11 or 12 when I heard this for the first time, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. I remember my dad skipping this song.
Really?
Yeah, like, because I had the CD, and obviously, like, you know, if you have a CD that someone gives you, like, you're going to put it in your parents' car so you can listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my dad and I got to this song, and he heard the piano and the verse and was like, I hate songs like this, and then skipped it.
Damn.
Very vivid memory. And then I was like, hang on. And I played it back, and I think he liked it after that. My dad hates, like, jangly songs like this. Anything with like a boom ba da da boom da ba da boom.
Oh yeah, well that's valid.
Really like any of that. He hates that Flagpole Sitta song.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
Yeah.
My dad hates that song. Fucking hates it. And I know that that's not what this song is, but like it was like too jangly for him. And I remember my friend Kale, who is
like the vegetable?
Like the vegetable, yeah.
That's
you don't
crazy.
spell it like that.
Oh, okay.
And his have I told you about this?
I don't
my
think
friend
so.
Kale's middle name is America.
Kale America.
Kale America Willis.
That's awesome.
And he does listen to this podcast. So
Kale America Willis.
It's so awesome.
That is a badass name.
His mom's middle name is Gay. Which is sick.
That rocks.
Yeah. Kale and I had like a bond over Fall Out Boy, like a very big, we still have it to this day too. And I was just like talking to him about Fall Out Boy at school one day, and he's like, dude, that $20 Nosebleed song is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think we listened to it together the classic way that you listen to things on an iPod, which is, you know, your friend has one earphone and you have the other.
Mm-hmm.
So
the classic.
And we were just like, this song's so good, man. And we had no idea what Benzedrine was. We had no idea what that $20 Nosebleed was talking about coke. But we played it in his mom's car, and she's like, what's this song called? And we were like, called $20 Nosebleed, and she's like, "Oh, cocaine, that's fun." she's a cool mom, and like we just thought it was hilarious that she said
Cocaine,
that.
that's fun.
Oh, cocaine, that's fun. We just love that song so much. And I think at one point, like this was the first song I wanted to learn that had like virtually no guitar in it, because it's that piano. It's those, there's like, I'm sure guitar chords in the chorus. There definitely are. But like, there's barely any guitar on it. And I remember like that not bothering me at all for the first time, because it bothered me when other songs didn't have guitar. I'd be like, who is this Flo Rida? Who is this Florida? And why is he not using guitars?
Florida? What are you talking about? Whistles? What's
Yeah.
your problem, dude?
Whistle was not out by then. He was just the guy Low.
Oh.
And then did Flo Rida have another hit shortly after that?
So many hits.
I mean, he has so many, but it's like Low, and then what comes after Low?
Was he Low?
Right Round?
I feel like Right Round was pretty
she
early.
Hit the floor, next thing you know, sure you got Low.
Low seems like too good of a song to be a Flo Rida song. But
well, Low and Right Round are basically the same song.
I don't like Right Round.
Do you like that it's Kesha on the song?
I mean, I'm ambivalent towards that aspect. I just think the song's annoying.
The song is very annoying.
Yeah.
I hate that song.
It's a worse version.
It's
Or
is that Low? I forget. Like, I truthfully fucking forget.
Well, the main thing with Right Round that annoys me is the interpolation of the
Soft Cell song.
Yeah,
Oh wait, no,
it's not Soft Cell. It's something else. Old
bands.
Old song. The interpolation of that song.
Yeah.
Which the original song is good. I like the original. It's funny.
That song is sick.
Mm-hmm.
But Right Round is bad. Hang on, I gotta find out what Flo Rida's top Spotify songs are.
Probably Whistle right now, because there's a meme going around of Josh Hutcherson, like a fan edit of Josh Hutcherson set to Whistle that came back because he was in the FNAF movie.
That's awesome.
So that one has made a resurgence recently. I wouldn't be shocked if Whistle re-entered the top. The
yeah,
100.
Whistle is the number 3.
Oh.
Low is number 1, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Low, Wild Ones, Whistle, Good Feeling, and Club Can't Handle Me, which I forgot was him.
Was mostly David Guetta, I guess.
He counts. Dude, his first album is called Mail on Sunday. Who gives a shit? Like
Mail on Sunday.
Mail on Sunday.
That's awesome.
He hasn't put out an album since 2015.
He doesn't need to.
No, he doesn't.
When you have
that many fucking hits, dude,
you can just
do whatever you want.
You could do whatever you want, even if you just had Whistle.
True. Okay, so the only hit off Mail on Sunday is Low.
Mm-hmm.
And then a year later, he puts out Roots, which stands for Route of Overcoming the Struggle.
Awesome.
Which is pretty funny.
I don't know if I don't know his history. So if he was in the struggle, he definitely overcame the struggle.
He definitely overcame it. And Right Round is the only hit off that. There's a song with Nelly Furtado called Jump, which I'm not familiar with. And then Wild Ones from 2012 has like so many big hits. Fucking Whistle opens the record. Then into Wild Ones. Then Let It Roll, Good Feeling. In My Mind Part 2, which I don't remember Part 1 very well. But also Run, feat. Red Foo of LMFAO.
Oh.
Very cool. And then My House has...
My House.
Only 7 songs.
Wow.
King of being ahead of the time. And it has...
Did Kanye rip off Flo Rida?
That... It has... My House. And then, what's the... It's going down for real. Is that him?
I don't think so.
Fuck. Who is that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Me when it's going down for real.
Oh, it's, I suppose, Young Jock? All right. Well, anyway. Not the point of this episode.
You know what's going down for real? My IQ, the more I think about Flo Rida.
Dude, for real. The more I think about Florida, the more I am just upset by it.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. I just don't like his songs.
Did you watch the new Train Records episode?
Yeah.
About Nickelback and Flo Rida being on that Nickelback song?
The way he did that reveal was so insane.
Dude, I also forget how huge of a guy Flo Rida is.
Yeah.
When you what did Todd say? It's like when you want a rapper on your song, but you don't really care which one.
Yeah. Fucking Flo Rida on there.
Yeah, I don't know. What about Flo Rida?
That Nickelback record is like impressively terrible.
That first song kind of goes.
Yeah, apart from that one.
Yeah. Do you hate Nickelback? Are you one of these people who
I do hate Nickelback, but I have listened to entire records by Nickelback. So it's
okay,
not just
All the Right Reasons and Silver Side Up, I think, are pretty good all the way through.
I have listened to All the Right Reasons and I hated it.
Damn.
I hated it so much. It was a few years ago. My tastes have softened since then, so maybe, but I wouldn't count on it.
I kind of think they're sick, and not in an ironic way.
Mm-hmm.
They were just a band that I guess I had to be told that they were corny because I was I started getting into music when they were in their peak. So just everyone had fucking Silver Side Up and All the Right Reasons. Everyone had those CDs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was yeah, what's there not to like about Nickelback? And then later it was oh, Nickelback sucks.
What's there to like about Nickelback?
What's there to like about Nickelback?
I will admit, How You Remind Me, pretty good song.
That song's great.
I fuck with that song, honestly.
I don't think Photograph is awesome.
I don't like Photograph.
I think Rockstar is really good.
Rockstar's funny.
Rockstar is funny. Here's something. Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top did his feature on Rockstar and his Queens of the Stone Age feature in the same year. Just the dichotomy.
Which album was he on for Queens of the Stone Age?
He's on the intro of Lullabies to Paralyze.
That's insane.
Yeah. Which is a great record.
That's so
Lullabies
great.
and Era Vulgaris, I think, are interchangeable for the best two.
Mm-hmm.
The best two Quotza records.
I think I've only heard Songs for the Deaf all the way through.
That record rocks. It's just
I like it.
That record's overwhelming. The concept of it's like, what if there was a fucked up guy on the radio playing fucked up songs?
What if there was a guy on the radio who you probably wouldn't want to hang out with?
What if there's a guy on the radio who's evil and weird?
What if the radio was not your friend?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the only record where they're really doing they're just they wear leather jackets too much to write a concept record. You know what I mean? Come on.
I mean,
I've never seen Josh Homme wear a hoodie. You can't write a concept record if you don't own a hoodie.
That is true, but also especially because Songs for the Deaf came out 2004, something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially around that time, the concept record was you're a big fucking band. Put out a concept record.
You gotta put out a concept record.
If you can't handle a concept record, you're not a real fucking band, pussy.
I love the way you said pussy just then.
Pussy.
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 The other day I was talking to Amber about how I could never be a rapper because all the interviews are explain what this lyric means. Explain everything about this lyric.
Mm-hmm.
And the only good rap lyric I could come up with was "Pussy sound like it's blowing its nose," which is so bad.
Explain what this means. If you need me to explain
if you
it,
need me to explain it, I think you're a virgin, buddy.
Sounds like you haven't encountered some pussy that sounds like
it's blowing its nose. Anyway,
which is a skill issue,
there were a lot of concept records in that era, and I feel like
is Foley a concept record?
That's what I was getting to. I was gonna do the smoothest segue the smoothest sieg you've ever heard.
Hey, well, listeners, forget I said anything.
Yeah,
Carson, just
I'm not
keep
gonna
rolling.
edit this. Fuck that.
Yeah,
it's too funny that you fucked it up. Yeah, I mean, so there are like, this is height or towards the end of the Bush administration, and everyone's kind of looking at it with, hindsight. And this is the only lyric in the entire record that is like directly about George Bush, the man who would be king, goes to the desert, the same war his dad rehearsed, came back with flags on coffins and said, "We won."
Which is a banger.
Great lyric.
Banger lyric.
At the time, I did not know what that meant at all.
I didn't know what that meant till just now when you said that.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clearly about Bush.
I knew it was about war.
There's people on the Reddit who use this song to justify their very stupid theories about this record, which, Folie à Deux stands for the madness of two, or not stands for, it means the madness of two.
The madness of George H.W. and George W.
No, people say that the two are Bush and Cheney, which is like, go fuck yourself. Like,
Bush and Cheney.
They're like, yeah, I don't care what you think as long as it's about me. That's clearly Dick Cheney. I'm like, you are the stupidest person I've ever met.
Clearly Dick Cheney fantasizing about George W.
Dick
Bush.
Cheney.
Making money off the Iraq War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Gabriel Gundaker died in that horrible gay sex accident.
It was really tragic how Gabe Gundaker was like exploded into a billion pieces after having too much gay sex.
Having way too much gay sex.
Way too much awesome gay sex.
With LeBron James. I couldn't think of another canceled person fast enough.
With
Shane Dawson.
Yeah. And
well, I told Gabriel not to wear those cat ears. All right. Yeah, I don't think this album's about Bush at all.
This song, definitely part of it.
Definitely. I mean,
that line at least.
That line for sure. But the line before it is it feels like 14 carats but no clarity. When I look at the man who would be king.
Was America in like a good no, it was 2008.
No, it was 2008, so recession. Or pre-recession.
Almost recession.
But
maybe it was about the housing bubble. Maybe they well, no, it's not.
I don't know.
It absolutely isn't, but allow me to schizo post a little bit.
I don't read this song as, I mean, yeah, this song is a little schizo posting. I don't read this song as being political other than that line. I think this song is about just being so fed up with the world and also being in a band at the same time, trying to like, because I mean, like, and I resonate with this a lot. Like, the world's fucking crazy right now. I mean, it never hasn't been. But I'm 27, and so the world feels like it's ending all the time. And like, the only thing that I can really bring up is like, the only thing that I think about when I'm going on stage, I'm like, fuck, there's people dying in like Israel and Palestine right now. Like, there's people, like, there's literally World War III starting at this very moment, and I'm like in a green room trying to make sure I get liquid IV before we start. Like, it feels very trivial to play in a band like during times like these. Like, it's so like, I think I can definitely relate to that. It's more so like complaining than it is like political statement. I don't think it's meant to hit hard. I don't think it's meant to be cutting. It's just supposed to be like, look at this shit.
Like,
look at this important shit that's happening that I'm not going to do anything about because that's not my area. I mean, like, I still think that this relates to the band breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the first line of of this song is, "Have you ever wanted to disappear and join a monastery?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, like, I'm sure that they were feeling that at the time. Like, they're the biggest band in the world, other than U2, of course.
Mm-hmm.
They're the biggest band in the world.
No one's bigger than
No
U2.
one's bigger than U2, and they are, putting out records at a time in the world where there's a lot of crazy shit happening. And they knew that this was going to be the last one for a little while, and the option of bowing out and going to a monastery is like, I bet that looks really appealing when Pete's writing the lyrics to this song.
Mm-hmm.
So this album is a concept album, but more than anything, it's a concept album about the band itself,
Mm-hmm.
which is trying to be really rewarding and very like a little too relatable at times.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Yeah.
that's why this record has stuck with me for so long, is like, some days I'm like, oh man, I hate how much I relate to this, and other days I'm like, oh man, it's good I don't relate to this. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like this record definitely gets better if you're in a band, and like the longer you're in the band,
For sure.
it's like, damn, they were spitting with that one.
Do you think this is a musician's record?
Definitely.
Do you think that people don't like this one, or people didn't immediately click with this one because they weren't either musicians or trying to be musicians?
I feel like there's definitely part of it. But I
For
also
sure.
like, it was just really bad timing for this album to come out in general.
Yeah.
Not only because like the tides of the scene were changing, but they were changing because it was oversaturated with this kind of music. And from an outsider's, like, non-musician's perspective, this isn't that different from the other stuff that they'd already done.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you are like just somebody who didn't really care about Fall Out Boy, or only really liked the popular stuff, had the CD because Sugar We're Going Down is on it or something,
Yeah.
and like didn't really read into it too far beyond that, you heard this record and it's operating within a sound that you're already tired of, and you're like, well, I don't give a shit about
for sure.
this.
Whereas, like, I very much see this as like being like as good as OK Computer or something like that. And like,
Mhm.
OK Computer, like, it's almost the same deal, other than the fact that like OK Computer was instantly a classic because of the singles. Like, when I think about this one, it's like Fall Out Boy had more than one hit at this point. They had actually had a lot.
Mhm.
And, once I'm going to quote Mike Shinoda here. Once everybody has a theory about how something works, they want the next thing to be just like the first.
Mhm.
So, like, I think the reason why Radiohead could make OK Computer is because, like, Creep had come and gone, basically. Like, they were kind of considered a one-hit wonder at that point. Like, no one gave a shit about the Bends when it came out.
Yeah.
No one fucking cared about that record at all.
I think High and Dry was like a minor hit, but even
Barely, though.
yeah, it was not fucking Creep.
And I think that's shown by how little of how little of the Bends that they play live.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they maybe play they maybe play My Iron Lung,
Mm-hmm.
they maybe play Fake Plastic Trees,
Mm-hmm.
but like OK Computer, like, because it wasn't supposed to be a hit, because they were supposed to just have Creep and then nothing, they had, like, I mean, it was just this huge record, and it was so ubiquitous, and just because it was artsy, it was like, well, this is the fucking band that did Creep. We didn't know they could do this.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like, everyone kind of knew Fall Out Boy was capable of a record like this. They just didn't think they would ever do it.
Yeah.
Is how I read it, at least. Because listening to this song today, like, I get it. Like, I get how someone could be like, oh yeah, that record's fine. Like, that record it's the one after Infinity on High, or like, it sounds too much like Infinity on High or something like that. There's no way this song could have gone on Infinity or Save Rock and Roll,
Mm-hmm.
Anything. This song belongs on this record, and it's the perfect example of like, oh, I've never heard that Fall Out Boy album before. What's like the standout track?
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, my mind would probably go to this.
Yeah, and it's crazy because this record is like, you take it all in like as a whole package, and you're like, oh yeah, I can see how they got to here from Infinity.
Sure.
But you take an individual song like this one or West Coast Smoker, and you're like, this doesn't fit anywhere else.
But also, I would say that no fucking band could ever, no band other than this could make this.
Not at their level at that time, no.
Not at their level at that time at all, no. And it's like interesting to think about this, like, same year that Pretty Odd comes out, right? Like,
a whole different story with how that was received.
A whole different story with, like, you know.
That album didn't, like, kill the band, even though half the band left.
Yeah, no. They left a little bit later. They didn't announce that they were out of the band.
No, it wasn't immediate, but...
What, New Perspective?
I think...
2010?
Yeah,
Jennifer's Body comes
New
out?
Perspective came out, and that was the first one with just Brendan and Spencer.
I think the other two played on it, but I know Brendan wrote the lyrics because they make no goddamn sense at all.
Well, there's a lot of vices that at least Ryan was very involved in, like Nearly Witches especially.
Yeah, I'd have to go look at the writing credits for that one again. But anyway, like, it's just funny that, like, Pretty Odd is the same year as this, and it does not, I mean, it definitely does not do as well as this record.
No.
Because this record did very, very well. But that was because it was the follow-up to the biggest record of 2007, arguably. Like, Black Parade won 2006. Infinity on High was the only record that people were talking about in 2007.
Yeah.
As far as the scene goes. So,
they could have put out anything and it would have sold a bunch of money.
That's exactly correct. But it is the follow-up to the big record, which I'm always fascinated by those records, like 22 A Million by Bon Iver. Like, it's so funny that that's the follow-up to For Emma, which is, it's just so funny. Or follow-up to the self-titled, whichever one is the big one.
I don't listen to Bon Iver.
That's a shame. You should figure that out.
There's a lot of people I don't listen to that I should.
Yeah. I agree. But, like, the album after the big album is something I'm always interested in.
Yeah.
And I think it might be because of this record, is because this is the album after the big album, and it is a fucking masterpiece. And it's like, if you write two masterpieces that are completely different from each other, I think the only thing you can do is not be a band for 4 years. Like, that's kind of the only thing that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm talking a lot. You talk.
Okay.
Talk more about $20 Nosebleed.
Yeah, this record is like, I do agree that it's fascinating what bands do with their record that comes out after the big one, because I feel like there's almost this pressure to switch it up or deepen your sound a little bit so that people don't write you off as like a pop band, basically.
Right, sure.
Because definitely with Infinity, like with fucking Jesus Christ, how am I forgetting what the big song on Infinity was?
Thanks for the memories. This ain't seen it's an arms race.
Any of those.
Yeah.
Thanks for the memories. Like, I can see how the band, like, that song pops off and they're like, all right, we don't want to be just like the Thanks for the Memories band. We want to have something that's like weird and like everything that we want to do and not trying to write for hits or whatever, which I feel like that's an interesting thing. Like, a lot of times when a band has a big record, their first inclination is like, all right, let's not write any hits.
Yeah, that is very strange.
I think it's very funny that that's the first thought, but also, like, it makes sense because, like, Hootie and the Blowfish died because their first, like, their breakout record was like this one sound, and then the follow-up was the exact same sound.
Yeah.
And it killed the band, essentially.
Yeah.
So,
I know they're completely different, but Mudvayne did like 2 records that were exactly the same, and the second one did not work at all. And they're like, "Fuck, all right, fine, we'll do butt rock." Like, it's funny that like it's almost a smarter move for them to pivot to butt rock instead of like making the same album twice. Because I mean, like, I think in the long run, like in the short term, like, yeah, people are gonna give you shit for like changing your sound or making it more accessible after your first record. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like in the long run, people appreciate that more than anything. Is like, you tried to evolve the band, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, but at least you didn't make the same record 2 times.
Yeah.
You know the band Head PE? They've put out the same record every 2 years since 1996.
Damn.
Every
2 years?
Every 2 years. They put out a record this year.
Holy shit.
And they are bad. They are really bad. They've got some tracks, I'm not gonna lie. Like the early stuff, like they have some crazy stuff. But like as they get into later in their career, they're just repeating themselves over and over. Like same tempo, basically the same riff, basically the same chorus every single time. They must have 15 records by now. Like, it's like, oh, we sold this many records. It's like, yeah, because you have fucking 15 of them.
Yeah, it's a war of attrition at that point.
We've sold over 2 million records worldwide.
It's like, really?
Yeah?
You have 15 albums.
Yeah, no kidding.
You have 15 albums and you're moderately popular. I'd be shocked if you hadn't sold 2 million records.
The same 50,000 people bought all of them.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they play like the same venues we play, and they've been around for a long time. Their star has fallen quite a bit, which I wish on no one, but that's what happens when you write the same record over and over.
I mean, if they're still trucking with the same record over and over again, doesn't seem like they care very much.
No, it doesn't.
It's got to be a nice mindset to have.
Yeah. There is something to be said about Fall Out Boy looking at this record and just being like, where will we be after this?
Yeah.
And then saying, you know what? Fuck that. It doesn't matter where we'll be after this.
We just won't be after this.
I mean, it's ultimately like probably the smartest move. Like, can you imagine if the 1975 broke up after Notes? Like for real, like broke up after Notes, and then in 2025 they announced that they're coming back.
Yeah.
They would sell out fucking football stadiums. Like they would have basically their own Eras tour.
They kind of do.
They kind of do. I mean, like, I know they do Madison Square Garden and shit like that, but like
they're not Taylor Swift big, but I mean they essentially hit the same point, just like with a time skip.
Sure.
They're just like, Notes came out, all right, let's do something completely different, and now we're more popular than we've ever been.
I think a lot of that's pandemic stuff.
Well, Notes could only come out in the pandemic and do as well as it did, because that is a fucking mess.
Is it a pandemic? It's right before, isn't it?
I think like the rollout was leading up, and then it came out like, I think right after it started, basically.
Do you remember, I mean, I'm sure you do since it was only 3 years ago, but do you remember that there was like 3 months of album rollouts that had already started?
Yeah.
And nothing got postponed, and it was like, yeah, we're just putting it out during the pandemic.
It's just coming out.
And then there was another 3 months where like nothing came out because rollouts had been like severely postponed.
Yeah.
That was
it was a weird year for music.
So strange, dude. Like Clipping put out a record in 2020 and didn't tour it.
They couldn't, but like the idea was that they would have toured the 2019 record and the 2020 record like basically like back to back has been what David has said. And they're like just now getting back to those dates that they were planning on doing. Yeah.
They were just in the UK. I'm sure David has like a movie to shoot soon. So
probably.
Yeah.
Fucker's got Disney money now.
Fucker does have Disney money.
Well, he had Hamilton money before that, so I mean. I just think
still did clipping.
I think it's remarkable
awesome.
that he's still doing clipping after
It's
getting
so
Hamilton
cool.
and Disney money.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Do you think clipping will ever write their like big record?
No.
I don't think they will either. I think they are too committed to being fucking weird as fuck.
Yeah, and like they get better every release now. Like fucking Visions of Bodies Being Burned is probably their best record.
I have no idea. Like when people ask me where to start with them, I'm like, fucking pick one.
Self-titled, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Self-titled is like towards the end of the self-titled. I'm like, I would just rather listen to Splendor and Misery or
but you can't start with Splendor and Misery. And
no, you can't. That's the one where I'm like, wait on that record.
Yeah.
Like
that one is too much.
That record's a lot. Yeah.
It's insane. Great record. But
amazing
goddamn.
record. Yeah. Like top to bottom, incredible record. But,
yeah. I guess either no, because I stand by self-titled because Addiction is like it's leaning more into like horror elements, and like they are like scary music for those two albums, but the rest of their discog isn't really like that. It's like less overtly horror influenced. It's more like the horrors of existing where you are, rather than the horrors of there's a cult coming to fucking cut you up.
Yeah. I do think that like I don't even know what they do next. Like
I don't either. I'm so excited for
I know
it.
I know they got a record coming, which maybe I'm not supposed to talk about.
I mean, of course they have a record coming.
I know a little bit more than that.
Well,
I'll tell you off pod.
Well, then don't say what the more is.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. They're kind of like impossible to have a big record. Like it's pretty funny.
But I think the fact that David is a big guy now ensures that they're going to carry on and do whatever the hell they want, because they don't need a big record.
I guess they don't need like the money.
And like they're seen big. Like the loser variation, like the loser variants on Sub Pop, every time they put out a record, like those always sell out. That is crazy.
Like I don't know. It's like almost the equivalent of having rich parents.
Basically.
Like it's you just have like your front man funds everything. It's like that's great.
Your front man funds everything.
You, dude.
Your shit sells out on Sub Pop every time.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. And you're making the wackiest shit imaginable.
Yeah, you're making the noisiest.
You're making the scariest shit imaginable.
Yeah, no kidding.
The intro to Visions genuinely scared me the first time I heard it.
Oh yeah, that shit's crazy. Yeah.
Listen to Clipping, everyone, if you don't.
Listen to Clipping, yeah. We should start.
We should get back to Fall Out Boy.
The King of Show Tunes. The King of Show Tunes is on this song,
which I was very happy about personally.
Oh yeah,
I still am.
I think he fits. He just sounds so much like Patrick on this.
Mm-hmm.
And my theory is that Neil Avron was just like, fuck it, you sound like. Was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna put the same vocal chain on Brendan.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're EQ'd the same way, and they're mixed the same way, so it like, and Brendan's not doing something that's like completely out of the question for him range wise. And like, I guess, does he sing the chorus with Patrick?
I think so.
Yes, he does. So like,
you can't really tell, but
they sing it at the same time, so it just sounds like Patrick backing up Patrick.
Yeah,
which is, you can kind of tell on the double, like when the instrumentation kind of pulls back from being loud for a second on the "Don't let the doctor in."
Yeah.
You can kind of tell that it's two different guys, but you can't really.
Yeah.
I should probably tell you, I did not listen to this in preparation. I know this song that well.
I almost didn't. I was listening to the master of that song I showed you.
That's awesome.
I was listening to that, and because like I've already sent it in to Chillwave at this point. But
yeah.
I was just re-listening. It's like, did I fuck up sending it already? But I had.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I should probably listen to it at least one time. But like,
I didn't listen to it at all.
I didn't need to.
I've definitely listened to it recently. By the way, everybody, my top artist on Spotify, on my Spotify Wrapped, was, you guessed it, Fall Out Boy, baby.
Who could have guessed?
Who could have guessed?
Who could have seen?
I was in like the top like 0.05 listeners too.
Damn.
I was like, fuck.
I feel like my top is gonna be Break-Ins.
Break-Ins was my number 2.
Yeah.
Break-Ins was my number 2. Gatherers was 3.
Mm-hmm.
Forget who was 4.
We still need to record that Mutilator episode.
We do.
Yeah.
Not tonight though.
Not tonight.
Because we got to play Call of Duty.
Sorry, patrons.
Sorry, patrons. We will be playing Call of Duty.
But yeah, I remember the first time I heard this, I was in a listening party, on Discord with my friend Jen and a few other people, and because like this is Jen mentioned, yes,
yeah,
this is one of her favorite records ever.
Yeah,
because she's based.
Yeah, Jen rocks for that one,
and she had been telling me to listen to this album for so long, and like I kind of written it off because I was like, oh, Fall Out Boy, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then like I joined this listening party because I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Why not?
And then like I was like shocked the entire time that it was as good as it was. And then like this song happened, and like I mean, because Brendan appears on What a Catch before this, and I was like, oh, PugChamp, that guy whose band that I like a lot, the voice that I recognize. And then he came up again on this song, and I was like, oh, double PugChamp, he's there again.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got a real kick out of that. And then for a while, this was the only song that I came back to off of this record.
Damn.
Which is not that I didn't like the other tracks, but I loved this one so much.
I know I'm probably going to change this later, just when we get into more of this record, but I think I'm gonna go favorite song on this record.
I might too. Honestly.
I think I might say it. I think it might be the best song. It's not an incredible case for like showcasing what like everything this band can do, but goddamn if it ain't like just a perfect song.
It's just insane how good this thing is.
Yeah,
it's like in all aspects. Like the instrumental is like, in theory, like a band doing like a piano-led kind of jangly track when their previous shit is like pop punk, should not work. But like,
no, there's like any other band, this would be like immediately off the fucking like off the rails.
But
no
it
one
works
would like it
for Fall Out Boy because they've always been theatrical.
Yeah, and
they got the King of Show tunes on here too.
I would argue that they're not theatrical until this record.
They've
like,
had
even
flashes
Infinity,
of it.
Like the theatricality of Infinity is like kind of like winking at the camera, whereas this is just played entirely straight.
I feel like the theatricality kind of made itself known even from Cork Tree, like with the intro to Our Lawyer being like camera flashes and stuff like that, and like
but that still feels like very like
scene-y
and
definitely, but like how they play it is like and like with the lyrics of that track and everything, like there's flashes of it throughout their discography, but then they fully commit to something like this, and it works perfectly because they like,
which I think is also the reason why What a Time to Be Alive works, is because they're just like full sending it into,
not
like,
as well, mind you.
Not as well.
But I
by no means think that song is as good as this one, but I do think like full sending it the way they do on this record and full sending that song is the only way that it works.
Yeah.
Is like, if you're like ironically doing it, like the Munsters theme being interpolated on Uma Thurman, that's a wink. Like that's a like, oh, look what we're doing.
Remember the Munsters?
Remember, yeah.
It's not even Uma Thurman.
The Munsters. It's like, listen to how shitty this guitar part is.
Yeah.
Like that's like the funny part of it. Whereas like, I don't know, like What a Time to Be Alive is just like completely like full fucking send into that shit. As well as this, like the brass arrangements and the like vocal melodies, like this feels like a fucking show tune and it rocks.
The brass arrangements fucking own.
Dude, so good.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
How good they are.
I want to bring up that this song and 3 a.m. by Halsey are like essentially the same. I'll show you afterwards.
Yeah,
but
I do
like,
my best not to listen to Halsey. Personally.
Oh, I think that song slaps.
Yeah.
There's like, if I could put together a 10-song Halsey set list, I would have a really good time. Like, there's like at least 10 Halsey songs that like I think go bonkers.
I like that that one where she feels so sorry and she feels so sad. Those are the lyrics. I just don't know what it's called.
I feel so sorry.
Yeah, I think that one's all right. I feel
so sad. You try to help me. You just got mad. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That song's great.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that Without Me is like top 5 pop song of the 2010s.
That's crazy.
That song's amazing.
I think you need to be reminded what pop songs came out in the 2010s.
No, I do not. Without Me is amazing.
I do not agree.
You are wrong. You are fucking wrong.
I think that song sucks.
It's like that song, 24 Karat Magic.
You putting 24 Karat Magic below Without Me.
I didn't say below. I'm saying included. Included in the best songs.
I think that song even coming close to 24 Karat Magic is like
high
treason.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's fucking Bruno Mars.
Yeah,
the
I know.
Comeback King.
You just hate white women.
That is objectively false. That is categorically and provably
also
incorrect.
Halsey's not white, so...
What is she?
She's half black.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She's white passing.
She's white passing, yes. You hate white passing women.
Still false. If you look at my history, still false. Way false.
I have a video to show you after this.
Okay.
It's not related to this. Fuck. I don't think 24 Karat Magic is better than Without Me. I think 24 Karat Magic's better.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think Without Me is better than Uptown Funk. You look so upset with me right now.
Dude, that is that is fucked up.
Without Me's so good.
I don't even think Uptown Funk like grew off me a bit, but like come on. Come on,
dude. Without Me rocks. You can't say that song doesn't.
I can, ass. And I did. It doesn't whip ass. It sucks.
Oh, damn it.
She's not even right. She didn't put him up there. He was already up there.
I think his fame was inflated a little bit by her.
Well, yeah, it's fucking G-Eazy.
I didn't care about him until she started dating him.
I never cared about G-Eazy.
I was like, you're dating Halsey? I'll slit your throat.
Should have been me.
I hate that. It should be me. It should fucking be me. Yeah. Anyway. Halsey and I would be best friends, but it'd be so toxic.
Yeah.
It's very sad. Anyway.
It's very sad that
it's very sad that is just objectively true.
So you can't be friends.
Yeah. That's why it hasn't happened yet, you know? It'd just be so toxic.
Because you both know it wouldn't be good for you.
We just both know. Yeah. We've had talks about
it.
This is like the same confidence I get when I watch like a player on the Braves strike out. I'm like, I could hit that.
I could
like,
totally.
Come on, dude.
95, I could fucking hit that.
I did a speed pitch thing the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still throwing 81.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
It's not incredibly fast, but it's pretty fast.
Good.
Yeah.
I bet I could throw a mean 50, maybe.
No, because like kids who are like 15 throw 50.
Oh, I don't know.
Like middle school and like early high school ball.
I could throw a mean 65.
I think you're strong.
I don't know.
You're big. You could probably throw like
I'm big.
My guess is that you could throw 70.
Maybe.
We might have to go test this.
Maybe, yeah. We'll have to see how fast I can throw a ball.
Have I told you about how One time I got in a batting cage and just cranked it up to the highest speed and then let it hit me in the back.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I think to impress a girl. I don't remember.
Like, hey, check this out.
I was like, check this shit out.
I'm about to do something so stupid.
Dude, I had a welt on my back for like 4 weeks minimum. Like,
yeah. It's the equivalent of stepping in front of an MLB pitcher and being like, watch this.
Watch this shit, dude.
I'm going to turn around real quick.
It just hit me in the back, which is not awful.
It's
but
not
it
the
did
worst.
hurt really fucking
Of all
bad.
places to be hit with a fucking like 90,
yeah,
probably the best.
Yeah. I think that I'm just a person that gets hurt a lot in general. Like the other day when I was in the gym, I hit my head so goddamn hard on a bar. Like I hit it so fucking hard. And I was just like, all right, I can still talk. Like I can still like get sentences out. It didn't hit the part of my brain that does linguistics. Let's lift this shit.
Guess I'm good.
I hurt myself so much that like pain is just like, it's maybe nothing to me now. You ever think about that?
You feel like you've graduated beyond.
So in this episode, I've said I could be an MLB hitter. Pain
Halsey's
doesn't affect
best
me,
friend.
and Halsey's best friend. No, I just get hurt a lot. I don't know if I'm good with pain. I don't know if I am. Are you good with pain?
No.
Really?
No, I don't like being hurt.
I mean, of course I don't like being hurt, but like, do you get hurt a lot?
Not really.
Oh,
I'm like pretty good at.
I feel like a real dumbass.
Well, I mean it's fine. Like I just like don't get hurt.
What about jamming your finger? Do you jam any of your fingers a lot?
No.
Really?
I take precaution.
I jam my fingers constantly, dude.
I take so much precaution not to do that.
Really?
Yeah, because
I feel like I'm
hate
just,
it.
I don't know.
I hate.
I guess I just walk around like Bigfoot then.
Maybe. It's entirely possible.
I'm much shorter than you.
I'm honestly surprised I don't get hurt more often because I am so large. Like,
Things move out of the way for you.
True. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like Moses and people are the Red Sea.
Ooh, I like that. Is that a
Yeah.
lyric in this song?
No.
Oh, well, tell me a lyric that you liked in this song then.
Apart from all of them, permanent jet lag is just like a hell of a way to describe being tired all the time.
It's a hell of a way to describe being on tour.
Yeah, permanent
It's like
jet
kind
lag.
of half a brag too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's like, damn, I'm so tired. It was like I was fucking. In
oh,
a
we
different
flew
time
to the
zone
show.
yesterday. God.
Ugh.
And like that, and like, I think that is like, it's also just like a great starting line for Brendan's verse.
Yeah.
Like it's just a great way to come in.
Yeah.
And like the fact that it can be applied to not only being on tour, but like being tired about being in the band and being tired about like all the shit going
Yeah.
on and like you being in a band despite it. Like,
Yeah.
just a cracked line. Obviously the opening lines, just crazy way to start a song. Have you
Yeah.
ever wanted to disappear? I don't know, Patrick. Have you? I guess. I mean, I have. I guess maybe.
It's also the last line of the song.
Yeah.
Which
Well, if you
implies
don't
that
count,
he's still thinking about it.
if you don't count Pete's funny wacky tongue.
Oh, I forgot that that's on this song and it's not the opener to West Coast Smoker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we need to go read that real quick.
That's true.
Because I already talked about the lyric that I loved, which is the Bush one.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a Mrs. Benzedrine?
Maybe. What is Benzedrine?
I mean, this fucking annotation. Benzedrine is a form of amphetamine that can be used as a stimulant. It was once used to treat those who had trouble getting up in the morning, those suffering from narcolepsy, and frontline soldiers. An earlier line of the song, permanent jet lag, is mentioned. Jet lag is extreme tiredness and other physical effects. I know what fucking jet lag is. Benzedrine could be used to combat fatigue caused by jet lag.
So it's basically a nicer way of saying I'm on coke all the time.
Yes. Oh, this is an interesting thing. I have never read into this at all. Mr. Benzedrine also represents Patrick's character in the album. Each band member represents a different character. Pete Wentz is Mr. Sandman, mentioned in Headfirst Slide into Goober's Town on a Bad Bet. Joe Troman is Horseshoe Crab, mentioned in the Ship Gold Standard. And Andy Hurley is Donnie the Catcher. What?
I would have to know more about what this
I
concept is
don't
supposed to
think
be.
that is true.
I just also think it's a really corny way of establishing which character you are by being like, hey, call me my character's
Mr.
name.
Benzedrine.
Call me Mr. Benzedrine.
That's.
I feel like that's just a way of saying I'm on coke all the time.
I do not think that anyone could try and make me like this record less. But if that was true,
I don't think it's true.
It's not. It can't be.
It's not true.
That sucks.
It's not true.
You know who wrote that?
Who?
A fucking 21 Pilots fan. Because they got all this lore that does not matter.
It's got to be characters in every album.
Yeah.
I give them props for Trench only.
Same. I only give them props for Trench, but I know there's like a
else.
lot of lore behind Trench, right?
Yeah, there is, but like the way that
fucking cares?
For that album, it's incorporated and it's cool. For Scaled and Icy, sucks ass.
Scaled and Icy is just like they wrote 3 songs and they're like, oh, fuck it. What if every song was those 3 songs?
Do you know the concept behind that record?
No.
It's supposed to be...
I know that it's called Scaled and Icy, which is very funny.
Very funny album name.
Yeah.
But the concept behind that record is that the record is what the people in universe are hearing, and it's like the record that the corporations are like pushing out to everyone is like the soulless shit, which does explain why it sucks so bad, but it's not an excuse for it sucking so bad.
So they purposely made an album that sucks?
I don't feel like they set out to make an album that sucks. I feel like no bands ever do that.
Sure.
I hope, well, except for maybe Green Day with Father of All. Unless they're still on that record label, in which case I don't know why the fuck they did that then.
Yeah.
But I feel like they wanted to pivot to like more straightforward pop stuff, and then like they brought that explanation along with it to explain to their fans why it wasn't like Trench. Which,
that sucks. Like that actually blows.
Which does suck because Trench is a great fucking record.
Trench is great. I don't know who Nico or the Niners are.
Me neither.
But I do think that song's awesome.
Yeah.
I do think that song rocks.
That one's grown on me a lot because I first heard it. Like I was there for the rollout of that record.
Yeah.
And I was like a hater at that point. And like I heard Nico and the Niners, and I think that was packaged with Jumpsuit. So I was like, Jumpsuit's all right. Don't like this Nico and the Niners song.
Right, yeah.
And then I
forgot that they were rolled out at the same time.
They were, yeah. That was a double single.
Do you like when bands do that, the double single?
Depends. If I feel like if it's 2 songs that sound the exact same, like why bother?
Yeah.
But if it's 2 songs that like have completely different vibes, then like hell yeah. Like,
which Jumpsuit and Nico definitely do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jumpsuit is like that bass line's crazy.
Yeah, that song is awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's so reserved too when it's not the bass line.
Yeah.
But yeah, that man, I want 21 Pilots to put out a good record next time.
Maybe they will. Hey, I don't like Blurryface, but I love Trench.
Blurryface, I don't know if this is a controversial opinion. I think that record is terrible.
Yeah, I think that record is hot fucking garbage.
I think the biggest redeeming factor about that record is that it's Blurryface, and it is what it is, and it's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
But I think that there are maybe 3 or 4 good songs on the whole thing, which might be generous.
And all of them are the singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Hometown a single? I don't mind Hometown. I think.
I don't like that song at all.
I think it's all right.
I don't. The good songs are Ride, Fairly Local. I think Heavy Dirty Soul's pretty good, actually.
I like that one. This is not rap. This is not hip hop. It's still one of the worst bars ever. But he's going so fast that you can just forget it's there. Let me
Lane Boy's terrible.
Hate that one. I like the.
They didn't finish that song and they were like, "Fuck it. What if we basically remixed it and made that the outro?"
That record sucks.
Yeah. The Judge is like one of the worst songs they've ever made.
I think the good songs for me are, they're a little different from yours, honestly. I like Heavy Dirty Soul. I like Stressed Out.
I like Stressed Out also.
Ride depends on the day. I love Tearing My Heart. And We Don't Believe What's on TV is good. And
I don't like that song at all. Any of the ukulele songs, you can miss me with those.
Usually I hate the ukulele songs, but there's like such an energy to We Don't Believe What's on TV that like I fuck with it.
I hate House of Gold.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one.
I hate
not
that
on
song.
that record, but
yeah.
Still
I know. I just wanted to mention that I hate that song.
Okay.
I think the rest of Vessel is pretty good. Honestly.
I haven't listened to the rest of Vessel.
What?
I know.
You haven't listened to Trees?
Huh?
You haven't heard the song Trees?
No.
The song's awesome.
Well,
why are we talking about 21 Pilots?
I don't know.
Oh, because I said a 21 Pilots fan wrote that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's read Pete's fucking diatribe.
That's how we got here.
Yeah.
I was wondering that, but, you know.
It's not me. It's you. Actually, it's the taxidermy of you and me. Untie the balloons from around my neck and ground me. I'm just a racehorse on the track. Send me back to the glue factory. Always thought I'd float away and never come back. But I've got enough miles on my card to fly the boys home on my own. But you know me. I like being all alone and keeping you all alone. And the charts are boring and the kids are snoring and my ego's in a sling. You say you're not listening and I said I'm wishing. And I said... Nice.
That's part of the outro in the Genius annotation.
You know, I started doing it and I was like,
you have to commit to it once you start.
I'm glad I did. I actually don't want to look at the meaning for any of that.
No, me neither.
I love it so much. It's great.
I feel like part of the reason I like it so much is it's so angsty and like
it's so pissed off.
It's so pissed off. It doesn't have to mean anything.
Yeah.
You feel it.
I think theater kids may have internalized that monologue differently though.
Maybe.
I think they're picturing him doing it in like a pirate costume.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
If he wore a pirate costume in the studio.
Yeah.
And just to record that part.
I was talking on the phone with someone yesterday morning about someone we know being a theater kid, like a mutual friend of ours. Someone I don't know really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it made us closer. I think me calling this person that we know, a theater kid, they're like, and then they texted me all day. And I was like, awesome.
Who is the theater kid? We can cut it out.
So you knew one of the people I was talking about?
I know of one of those people.
Yeah.
I haven't met either of them.
Two dudes, by the way.
Two dudes. Two fucking dudes.
Yeah.
I feel like this song is one of the positive repercussions of theater kids existing.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, like, it's a good showcase of like, again, and we talk about this all the time about Pete being like wordy but not too wordy, where it's like that whole goes to the desert, that same war his dad rehearsed, like none of that shit rhymes. But and it is mouthy, but like it is not clunky at all.
It flows so good.
It flows so well. And it feels like the lyrics that he speaks at the end of this, if it wasn't always the plan to have this at the end of the song, I think these were probably intended to be bridge lyrics. But, you know, the bridge of this song is just
which I think works better for that part.
I think it works great. And then the short little verse, only one book really matters. The rest of the proof is on the television, which is like great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Which
is such a weird way of like, it's such a weird cadence of saying that line. Only one book really matters, the rest of the proof. It's real weird how it's broken up. It's
but it feels so natural. Like
it feels super natural, man.
You only notice it's weird until you like look at it and you're like, damn, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, you're like, that's very strange. Which is like, that's just, I don't write like that. Like, I don't always write like words and then I figure out how I'm gonna phrase them later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always phrasing it for the sake of the song, like for the flow and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just a reminder that like you can kind of just do anything and it's fine.
Yeah.
You know.
There's some songwriters I know who haven't really understood the fact that you can just kind of do whatever as long as it works.
Should Pete Wentz rap?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the closest he should ever get to rapping.
Yeah.
Because like this like is already kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's already kind of pushing it.
Sure. Yeah. Now, do you think Baby Annihilation is anywhere near as good as the monologue at the end of the song? Yeah, I agree too.
The delivery is not there on Baby Annihilation.
He's a little older. Yeah.
Even so, like it
I do know most of the words to Baby Annihilation though.
I don't. It's like that track just kind of goes in one ear and out the other. For me, I like the soundscape of it. I just like Pete's delivery just sounds like a high schooler reading a book in class.
Have you thought about how there's only 9 real songs on So Much for Stardust?
I don't mind it.
No, I don't mind it at all.
Because most of them are good.
Or maybe there's only 10 real songs.
I think.
Okay, that doesn't bother me as much as there being 9 real songs. Because there's 12.
Yeah.
2.
So 2 interludes, 1 shit-ass fucking terrible song. So 9 real songs.
What shit-ass terrible fucking song?
Feeling So Good Right Now.
Oh, disagree.
I hate that song.
I pretend I'm in a Gap commercial and I have a great time during that song.
Me when I pretend I'm in a Gap commercial.
Feeling so good right now. I think that song's okay.
Well, we'll get to that one when it comes up.
Yeah.
We've
done it.
I don't know how long we've been going.
Yeah. Reddit, all Reddit wants to talk about is the Bush line.
Yeah, really?
I took a peek at it earlier. There's like of course it's like the usual praise for this song and everything like that, but like all the Reddit wants to fucking talk about is the Bush line, which is fine.
Yeah.
No covers of this song, I will say. There's like piano covers and there's like maybe some like, you know, drum covers and stuff every now and then that show up on YouTube, but like ain't nobody trying to sing this song.
No, it's it's
also kind of a deep cut, so I understand, but like I don't know. It should not be a deep cut. It should be a real song. Yeah. I saw them play this with Brendan.
Damn.
I know. It was awesome.
Damn.
It was great.
Back before Brendan was over singing, too.
Ooh, like right before.
That's insane.
It was wait, let's see if I can do it. Too weird to live, too rare to die.
There you go. That's it.
It was that era. It was like right before that record came out.
Yeah, I don't think he was over singing on that record.
No, he's actually under singing on a few songs on that record.
Yeah, which I think work for the vibes most of the time.
So can we talk real quick? I don't think I even told you this. I revisited that record on this past tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It has 2 of the worst Panic at the Disco songs on it, and I'm including that with the later stuff.
Which 2?
Casual Affair and Girl That You Love. I think those are 2 of the worst songs that band has ever made.
I don't mind Casual Affair. Girl That You Love, completely valid. That song sucks.
Girl That You Love is terrible.
Yeah. It's like...
Casual Affair is like Portishead Jr. and it like really sucks.
Yeah.
There's like some cool like backing vocals in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason why I think it's like slightly better than the Pray for the Wicked stuff.
Mm.
But like it's time for us to examine. Is Death of a Bachelor better than 2?
No.
Really?
There are way more bad songs than Death of a Bachelor.
Crazy Equals Genius.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible song.
Terrible.
Victorious, terrible song.
Terrible. Golden Days, terrible.
Golden Days, terrible song.
I need to look at the track list.
Okay, but hang on. Casual Affair, Girl You Love, Boys, Boys, Girls.
I like that song.
Oh, I don't like that song at all.
I
think that song's fucking terrible.
I think it's good. I thought it was Friday this whole day. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Entirely unrelated. But I was like, why haven't I gotten my paycheck yet? It's not fucking Friday.
Oh, I got paid.
Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, that all right, just to go with the funniness of it all. Let me try to remember all the songs that I don't like on Death of a Bachelor. It's Victorious,
Okay.
Crazy Equals Genius, Golden Days.
Oh, Far Too Young to Die isn't a good song either.
I like that one. I think it has a good sound.
Come on. You like Nicotine too?
Bet your fucking ass I like Nicotine.
I like that song. I didn't think you would.
I like it. All right, I'm looking at the track list. Don't threaten fucking no, I like Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time.
Yeah.
Victorious, Crazy Equals Genius, Golden Days, Good, the Bad, and the Dirty is a terrible song.
I don't remember that one.
House of Memories too.
Okay,
that
yeah,
song
that one's
sucks.
bad too. So there's 5.
5 bad songs.
Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die doesn't have Emperor's New Clothes on it.
That's true, but having higher highs doesn't mean your lows are lower or not lower.
I think
the lows are way lower on Death of a
the
Bachelor.
lows are lower, but also the highs are way higher.
Maybe, I mean, because like This Is Gospel's obviously great.
Yeah.
And
Vegas Lights I like. Miss Jackson I like.
Mm-hmm.
Girl That You Love I don't like. Nicotine I think is fine. Girls, Boys I don't like. Casual Affair I don't like. Far Too Young to Die I don't like. Collarful I'm mid on.
I like Collarful. It's nice.
It's fine. I don't know. I do think it's very funny that after a successful, like, proper follow-up to A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, because I don't think Pretty Odd is, like, technically it is the follow-up. I don't think it...
Sonically, it's not at all.
Sonically, not at all. Like, it is funny that after the Return to Form record, which, you know, they hadn't deviated from the form by very much, but, like, or for very long, but, like, I do think it's very funny to put out a 10-song, 32-minute record.
Yeah.
Like, to just fart one out.
10 song, 32-minute, mostly electro-pop record.
Mostly electro-pop record, yeah. That was right before 80s throwback stuff, too.
Yeah. He got on the train early.
It's right before, like, the Drive soundtrack.
Good soundtrack.
Great soundtrack, yeah.
Great movie.
It's got that Kavinsky song on it. And because of... I think that is what started the synthwave revival. Is that song being in Drive. And then the thing that kicked it up was Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And then all pop music was synthwave. All pop music has been synthwave since, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're talking about, like, I don't know, that one Rina Samayawa song.
Which one?
Who's Gonna Save You Now?
Oh.
That song's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
XS is crazy, too.
XS rocks.
Give me just a little bit.
Shut the Fuck Up is great, too.
Shut the Fuck Up is sick, yeah.
Shout out that Rina Sawayama record. I haven't listened to Hold the Girl.
I haven't listened to Hold the Girl either. I've only listened to the first one, and I feel fine about it.
Yeah, I've heard Hold the Girl isn't as good.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure she'll put out another good record, unless she just wants to act instead.
She's a good actress.
She's very good. John Wick Quattro.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Jonathan Wick. Juan Wick.
What? Anyway. Suppose it's a good time to rate this bitch in
10.
10. Easy.
Yeah, easy. Feels good to have 2 10s.
Right in a row. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I hope that train continues, but before we find out if that train continues, thank you so much for listening. If you listen this far, I was going to say I love you, but that's weird. So
that's not weird.
I don't know.
Definitely said that before on this podcast.
Maybe. I just don't feel like we're there yet, but keep listening to the podcast and we might get there. Follow Carson and I's bands at the Calistyle Boys on Instagram, at Calistyle Boys on Twitter. Follow my band at Bummerhill ATL on Twitter, at Bummerhill on Instagram. Follow the podcast at The Dreaded Wheel on Twitter. Subscribe to our Patreon. For only $5 a month, you can get more episodes, somewhat infrequently uploaded.
Yeah.
But that's patreon.com/The Dreaded Wheel.
There's at least like 10 hours of content on the Patreon that
at
you
least
can go enjoy.
Yeah. So if you want 10 more hours of content,
if you want to go kill
with
10
more
hours,
being added, mind you,
we don't know when.
soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Go subscribe over there. It's not necessary, but we'd appreciate it. And let's spin this freak. Oh my goodness, I'm burping. This freaking
That was
wheel.
awesome. I'm gonna say this. This is the first time the wheel has looked a little bit smaller.
Really?
This entire time of doing this podcast, and maybe you won't see it because I look at it more than you do. But
Show me this damn ass wheel. Still looks big as fuck to me.
damn, all right. At least you're honest.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit smaller to me. The slices are a little bit bigger.
Maybe.
Do you want to spin?
Yeah, sure.
You haven't spun in a while. Go for it.
Blammo. I pressed the spin button and now it's spinning. It's going. Oh!
Whoa!
Wow.
Okay. All right.
We got I Don't Care.
We got I Don't Care.
Another good one.
Another good one.
We're in our
We're on a
back
streak.
era. We
We're
are
on a
so
streak.
fucking back.
We're going to get humbled in 2 weeks, though, for sure.
Oh, definitely. We're probably going to get like fucking Rat-a-tat or something.
Oh, I think it was right next to Rat-a-tat, maybe. Oh, no, it's next to Little Less 16 Candles and Homesick at Space Camp. So it wouldn't have been that bad, but I did see Rat-a-tat show up as it was slowing down, and I was like, oh, no.
Uh-oh.
So, all right, everyone. Well, there you go.
There you go.
have it.
That's next week's episode. Bye.